Alright, I'm back. Alright, now back to something I can actually do properly. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, what was I supposed to do here? I'm surrounded on all sides, I got 22 enemies. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I like. Unfair odds and TTRPG, or CRPG, I guess. None of that hunting, you know, weirdo monsters in the... Oh, crap. Well, this is going to hurt like a motherfucker.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
That should keep them away from Cassia,
I'm not
which is
accustomed
nice.
to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Alright, it looks like that's a sniper position up there.
I understand your intent.
And that's a sniper position up there.
This tedium is beneath me. Ancestors guide me.
Stroke of luck.
If I must.
Okay.
I'll live another day.
I don't know where she's going.
Bow to me.
You've unleashed my fury.
Oh yes, please, please run into the... Alright, Shift 4, definitely make that fray. Ah, goodness gracious, goodness gracious, goodness gracious, goodness gracious, what are we gonna do, what are we gonna do? So many targets to choose from, so little friggin' time. Oh yes, why don't we just choose the envoys? Yeah, be a smart boy and choose the envoys. That works. Ew, it was the spooge beam. Oh, they're fighting each other. Awesome.
Your suffering will sustain me.
Ulfa.
I see bite of death! Cubs, I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument!
Power resides in the will of the righteous.
And boot scoot one over.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Fire in the
I'll do
hole!
it. For you, my Emperor! None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Fire in the hole!
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my eradicated.
Oh shoot, I should have buffed Argenta. Silly me, silly me.
Faith without deed. This is why I was chosen.
Work for a flesh crafter.
As the Emperor commands. Each strike is a prayer.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it when you see it.
I'll do it. For you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak. I am
Pop it
his
again.
will made manifest. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen.
Just hurt
As
this
the
thing as
Emperor
much as I
commands,
can. Because I don't know what this thing can do, but it's a parasite engine, so... Oh, it's the Chronos parasite engine. Ooh.
Faith without deeds is what. This is why I was chosen.
Yeah, it aged
As
Abelard,
the
so
Emperor
yeah.
commands.
Let's keep it away from Abelard. It's gonna want to suck his old age and make his old age worse.
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor.
And also, we can't allow Argenta to
I'll
be
do it.
aged.
This is why I was chosen.
We can't let our sexy mascot be made less sexy.
As the Emperor commands, I.
Thank you.
Running binaric override.
I'll do it. But none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Seth, where do I need you more? You know what? Ulfar has that area covered, so let's pop over here. Let's pop over here. Then pop these
Nothing
guys
I
right
can't
here. Okay, they should be taunted.
Suits my purposes. I'll pass. Not a problem for Chandler. You will pay for this in blood. You'll regret this.
Nice. Thank you for killing your own people. I appreciate that. Once again, thank you for killing your own people. Somebody died. Okay.
You call this a strike?
Damage to both.
No, the spooge cannon! I fear the spooge cannon.
Your death is your last stroke. I'll make you howl.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain, try to die with grace, at least. I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Ooh, I see the perfect opportunity. Argenta, my dear. Murder everything.
In righteous fury.
Wait, this is working, right? Yeah. The game is still good. Okay, good. Good to know.
Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer.
A highly lethal, sexy waifu. Owlcat, you friggin' idiots. You could have allowed us to romance her, but you didn't. And that
Faith
was the
without
dumbest
deeds
idea
is
you ever had.
worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. Guided by faith. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. For you! Each strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is what? I'll do it. This is
The
why I'm
mandatory
chosen.
ocular augmentation.
Ah, he almost did it. Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
But since I pulled him away from Pascal,
Doubt is for the weak.
you are now completely open to everybody and everything else.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Rejoice in battle! Each strike is a prayer. I refuse.
I actually killed them so quickly. I don't know where everybody else is. Where's the rest of the enemies? Oh, they're all over. Okay.
Just designate a target.
She is here.
And you are staring into the eyes of an animal that enjoys killing. No, it does not enjoy. It just kills, finding no joy or delight in doing so. It kills because it is its nature. The Emperor protects, warrior. For the All-Father. From beneath the veneer of bloodthirsty indifference, something resembling a living emotion surfaces on the giant's face. You hear the words breaking through the wall of bared teeth. Ulfar's bristling, fiery hair lies flat once more, and the imprint of death vanishes from his gaze. The face of a wild beast gives way to the grimace of weariness, grief, and shame. What just happened to you? The malice of Wulfen beset my heart, and nearly consumed it forevermore. Well, what kind of grief must it be to have nearly cost your sanity? It is the breath of the forest that chills the bones. It is the lightless malice born of despair, the curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things, and hate with too much heart. Too long have I been here. Too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches. A shameful fate for the All-Father's warrior. A shame is what scorches my soul when I saw that I had once again become their plaything, yet that another Xenos had set upon me his foes. I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it, so my mind hid like a coward would. Only thirst remained. blind destruction, no thoughts, no regrets, no purpose. To be a beast, not a human, a sweet temptation for a lone wolf. You have people to fight for, people who need you as you are, a warrior, not a beast. The Allfather, Russ, my brothers, I belong to them. I am their blade, and this blade will never break. I suggest we go see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. Yes, where is that slippery wretch? Let me have a word with him. Did you bet? Hey, there he is. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Eldari nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament. The darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels bleak. I peer into those tunnels black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way to your imprisoned kin in Tempest's cage. The accursed jester, back again. If you start weaving your webs of rotten claptrap again, I'll rip out your useless tongue. Actually, as far as I'm aware, a Harlequin stands equal to a Space Marine. And a Solitaire, which is like the elite version of a Harlequin, stands equal to the not the Arbites, the ones that guard the Emperor's throne room, the Custodes. Yes, so it's a Harlequin is the equivalent of a Space Marine, and the Solitaire is the equivalent of Custodes. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It is strange that he is still capable of speech. His body has been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of Xenos you met on Janus were the same. At the top of the spire, they are all there. Help them, Arbanan, and help me. Take me away from here, when it is all over, soon. Disdain you not... Oh, God. Okay, you just killed him. Disdain you not will I with a refusal. Your souls profane will I keep safe as well. But leave me to reality, Farseer, and dreams I'll give into your worthy hands. With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment and carefully takes a spirit stone from his body. When the Xenos turns to you, his hands are already empty. The stone is gone. Cantretal, who chose the path of Seer. Moran told me he disappeared as soon as the cataclysm befell Krugok. Does this mean my kin are being held captive at the top of the Reaving Tempest Spire? The truth is ready to reveal itself to me, but I stretch out my hand. Sparks of impatience flicker in Urliet's gaze. She wants to talk to you, but she will not interrupt your exchange with the Harlequin. Cassia clutches her head at the sight of the Harlequin, and scarlet blood starts trickling down her cheeks. Your colors, Xenos, are fractured and wrong, as if refracted through a distorted prism. What should be familiar is dispersed, and the bedazzling shades won't stop twisting madly. Uh-oh. The Xenos, tilting his head to the side, looks at Cassia with curiosity. So many things can three eyes glimpse at once. Shael's veiled past in caverns of the soul, but with 1,000 sights you could not see the wrecks of the fate beneath reality. Past's creaking waltz will twirl you round in halls of intertwining serendipity, but not just yet. The dance calls for a pair. Your partner is, for now, tied up with me. And once again, Cassie is just sitting there going, I don't get it. Oh, nectar sweet, your name is ignorance. Make sure to savor every drop before your glass is drained by insight in a blink. My visit here was part of your plan. Everything is gone as you wanted it to. You may applaud my disappearing act. The Reaper's fatal steps I did conceal from eyes that dreams of blood so widely crave. For unbeknownst to them, death merely moved into another hall, in harmony with inmates' steps and night's own melody. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath the black eye holes in his horned mask once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond. Even flesh speak is more efficient than the speech patterns of the Xenos. Hypothesis. The elucidator machine spirit has been affected by the pernicious influence of this place and is producing distorted output. I seek permission to conduct a technical survey. Alright. Alright, what do you want from me? Why have you involved me in your plans? Comarog's ancient law was boldly spurned, and to despoil were Krudok's remains. The Tempest's mistress, spurned by avarice, forbidden plunder brought her to darkness. And though the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with coruscating flame, the interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. Comarog waits. Comarog tastes its doom to make of drama farce beyond relief. A pair uncredited assumed the sage, a cutthroat Monkai, a captive thief, a dancer, a make-strife poet, a gullible knave. With a weary sigh, the Harlequin concludes, when Coda's notes fall silent evermore, the last duty will perform, and then the first will move, his exodus enact. It's clear that Eumeris acted recklessly by taking such valuable prisoners. She risked starting a war with her Xenos cousins. The Xenos tilts his head, staring at Erliet, the Kratos fragments shoulder dimly there. Where Tight has drawn the Tempest altogether, dare you plunge your hand into the flame and drag the truth's embers out into the light? Oh, Arbanon, you ask if I am too afraid to try to save the little that remains of my home? Now that the wind of hope fans the flame of becoming truth? The stone on Erliet's chest flares crimson, the timid glow that goes out as soon as the Aldari touches her chestplate. Even if the fire of truth burns me from within, I will follow this path to the end. Elantak, the Arbanon loves Jess, but this is not one. Please, before it is too late, we must save the Farseers. Allow me to go with you to the spire, to that nest of depravity, to that haven of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Erliet's voice wavers like a taut string, and her eyes are veiled with darkness. All right. If what the Harlequin says is true, we will save whomever we can, because having allies in this hellish city is better than wandering around it alone. And also, I would like to have more people who don't speak in limerick and riddle. Erliet shudders as if she cannot believe your words, and her expression shifts subtly. I am grateful. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed the future, where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duel of a Monkai and an outcast. She turns her face to you and nods with gratitude. Come along. Let us tear the Farseers' lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. You know, actually, in the book Choose Your Enemies by I forget the author of Caiaphas Cain. But in the book Choose Your Enemies, they actually had Caiaphas Cain technically team up with the Aldari to defeat a demon prince of Slaanesh. So, demon prince? Greater demon. Yeah, greater, not a demon prince, but a greater demon of Slaanesh. So, to save the spirit zones of, and in doing so, he saved the spirit zones of several Eldari. So, technically, this has happened before. The horn mask tilts as the Harlequin observes the Monkai and the outcast, conversing with interest, but he does not make a sound. Alright, how is all this connected to my escape? Strive up to where the thieving storm has built its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest's plunder, hordes are buried there, and captives' riches, trophies all within. Amidst this cache, a gate to real space find, pass through to freedom, tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought, and the steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift, and get you gone. I needed that drink of water. Ah, a ship! We finally leave this horrible place, flooded with scarlet hues of agony and washed out tinges of despair. Yeah, bring my comrades who previously served the commissar from the chasm. The merchant wishes them another fate, a sudden turnabout, and curious, what path ought they to take? All ears am I. Although the Harlequin's mournful mask is still, you cannot shake the feeling that a nasty grin lurks behind it. This game is a test. You must choose your words carefully. Be careful, Antak. The Arbanon weighs each word with meticulous pedantry. If you do not take care, you will receive what you want, only turned inside out, like the fabric of the void without any stars. They are my instrument. Let them continue to serve me. That leaves too much open. They are like me, simply actors. The show is not yet ended, which means their place on the stage is on the stage with me. They are victims of brutality that reigns over this place. I wish to save them from torment. Yeah, you can save them from torment by killing them. Alright, I'm gonna go dogmatic. A drum, or harp, or any instrument of Maestro's eye, the apple prize. I will ensure your sounds once again. From death, I'll save your precious property. Alright. Thank you for helping me. The time has come to end this performance. Saying nothing that I hope he does not do something horrifying out of them. Okay. End dialogue. Alright, let's just make sure... Looking for trouble. Oh, no, I don't want completed quests. Alright, the path we lost. The incident. Strings of the puppeteer. Okay, well, first things first. Loot the... I'm not gonna try the strange drink. Loot the room, loot the room. Get all the good shit. Ooh. Abelard! Buddy. What you doing there? Huh? Bodies are mutilated. Oh. More shit to collect. Perfect. I can always use more stuff to get more rep with the Kazbalikan mission. Kazbalikan? Ooh, Farseer. Let's loot the Farseer. He has a Nif. More goodies. Well, I guess we're going up this way. To the terrace. Demolish the wall? Oh, that's down... Oh, never mind. That's down there. Alright. Go down!
Excellence matters.
Ooh, demolish it, please.
Duty prevails.
Melt a charge.
Pay attention.
And I got a melted charge back. Excellent. Always good.
Follow my lead.
Alright, now what am I... Where am I going? Oh, okay. Alright. New place, new things, new victims to murder. Cautious pilot. Bold pilot. The two pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach, but do not dare say anything. You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design and certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, Ilontak. We do not need these pilots. Okay. You leave while you can. Earliot, take the helm. The pilots catch Earliot's cold gaze, exchange glances, and take off running. I don't want to deal with this shit.
It's about time.
Go! Alright. A little bit of leveling right now.
Doubt is for the weak.
1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Pull up the build guide. Alright, athletics. And... oops, that's the wrong one. Athletics and all out. I don't see all out. Oh, yes, I use temporary wounds. Yes, yes, yes. I will use Beacon of Might. Thank you. Alright, Argenta. Argenta, 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 Argenta. Yes. Hers is... Argenta, my dear. No. Ah, no. Bad game. Why? She gets medic... whoa. Okay, she gets... Medicae. And awaiting orders. Ah. Killing spree. Oh! Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Pascal, big guy. Oh, interesting. Lore Imperium and filtering protocols. Interesting. Awesome. Cassia, please, my dear. Persuasion. Okay. And adjusting front line. I think I gave her that one already. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a missing talent earlier, so I gave it to her. Okay, and he gets Medic No. Medicae and Accustomed to Glory. Damn. Alright, let's get back into it. Actually, wait. Does Ulfar actually have a helmet, or is his helmet turned... Whoa. Nope. He just doesn't wear his helmet, of course. Hello, Space Marine. Oops, no.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Abelard! What are you doing up here? Our gargantuan spire is too large to see it in its entirety. The true proportions are shrouded in shadow, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with undisguised joy, I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be spilt. I hear the echo of flashing swords and the terrified screams of Xenos writhing under our heel. Oh, Father, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me. The colors here are especially dark and dangerous. It's as if I am drowning in the bottomless ocean of billowing haze. But what is it? I feel a faint tremor coming from deep inside the spire, like the call of the Immaterium, except much purer. Ilantak? Girlie touches the glowing stone in her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear, and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Crudark are still here. I can sense it, as I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside out, and I do not know what frightens me more, the grim answers that hide behind the spire's walls, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day the outcast finds her path again. Well, come along. When we find the Farseers, you will have your answers. You speak the truth, Ilantak. Let us be on our way. We will tear their lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. She turns her face to you, and despite her tense expression, you see the corners of her mouth twitch. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hate... Okay, that we've already gone over those lines. As for the webway gate that the Arbanan mentioned, for it to open before you and let you enter the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. Earliest brow furrows. I could try to open the gate, but to do that I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The masters of this place must keep it close at hand. If you wish for me to use my knowledge and open a path to the Camarog, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway allow us to enter its labyrinth. Alright. What's the plan to find your kin? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to them. Alright, let's do it! Spire of the Reaving Tempest welcomes you with muffled noises, seeping from its dark walls, distant voices, footsteps, and the screams of pain. Really? Is that it? Hang on, I saw loot. I see
None
loot.
shall stand
go
in my
for it.
way.
What is that?
I love the fact that he sniffed out a trap. Wait, did we level up again? We did. We just leveled up again. Oh, God. All right. Fellowship and characteristic training fellowship. All right. Perception and characteristic training perception. Perception and character training intelligence. All right. Pascal. Perception and persistence of the forge. Okay. Garcia. We have fellowship and more training fellowship. Okay. I guess we're speccing into it, I guess. Oh, except I can't. Okay. I can't take characteristic training fellowship, so... Alright. I'll just give her swift movements, because I got nothing else. The build guide seems to be falling apart at this point. Ballistic skill and flame weapon expert? Oh boy. Alright.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Well, that doesn't look healthy. Remove the barrier.
I better myself through my service.
Goods. Goods and services.
See? Right there.
Too hard for a simple monkey?
Apparently, yes.
I have learned much in my exile.
Yay!
A new challenge for me?
Nothing escapes my sight.
My success was inevitable. A trivial task.
Yay, more Xenos artifacts.
Is it Wargold or a trap?
Did you hope to see an Azuriani fail? Too hard for a simple monkey.
Oh, this place be big.
Was that supposed to be a challenge?
Follow my lead.
Goods? Excellent, more goods. Just collect all the trophies we can, because we're gonna be selling them all later anyway.
Pay attention.
I have learned much in my exile.
Main hall, okay.
See? Right there.
A trivial task.
Actually, hang on a sec. Before I... Back to the labyrinth. Before I move ahead, I should map the rest of the area.
I'll lay claim.
Uh-oh.
Something of interest.
Faith cleanses the body. My faith shields me.
None shall stand in my way.
Farseer! Kayatan, my son. The Aldari's Farseer's tortured body is barely moving. You've seen abject creatures like this before, stitched together from several bodies. Their miserable existence serves but to satisfy their homunculus master's morbid interest in the perversions of the flesh. And yet this one is not like the others. A twin face stitched together from parts of several male and female Aldari turns its unseeing gaze towards you. Its eyes have been crudely sewn shut. You have come, my son. A woman's ghostly whisper escapes the cut-up lips, oozing blood and pus. Hold the line. Do not let the corruption spread further. The commanding shout comes with a cough from inside the ripped-open thorax, where 3 hearts are beating inside a single ribcage. As in a prison of bone. I finished the statue, master. A fleeting, satisfied expression passes over the stitched face as a suave young voice interrupts the warlike shouting. We are all united in the shadow of the great trees, sister, until Kaela Mensha Kakain claims our hearts. Your elucidator discerns yet another voice, soft and profound. O Isha, mother of all life, may your blessing protect the children of Asiron from the abominations of body and spiritual torture. The Aldari's hand twitches as she reaches for her weapon. Nothing of your kin is left in this creature, and they're suffering. That is not so. The accursed homunculus has merged not just the Farseer's bodies, but their souls as well. They're still inside, in agony, torn to pieces by memories, their own and others. But I can sense the shadow of she who thirsts creeping ever closer to devour them and erase them from this world forever. I cannot let this happen.
The ancestors.
Well, that was sick and twisted.
Oh, too hard for a simple monkey.
Yes, Elliot.
I have learned much in my exile.
I won't tolerate weakness.
A space wolf never fails in their duty.
Alright. The young Aldari's body is floating in a murky glass vat filled with acrid, acidic sludge. If the built-in Xenocogitator's changing readings are anything to go by, the Aldari is alive, or at any rate, not quite dead. His body belongs to a Farseer. I sense dormant energy coming from his exhausted mind. We must set him free, Lantak, alright? Inspect the vat. Another part of the insane homunculus creation designed for cruel experiments. The vat is a part of a larger mechanism, which has a small mechanical dashboard built into its casing. You are, however, unfamiliar with the symbols on it. Thick tubes that deliver the suspicious-looking liquid straight into the vitreous depths of the mechanism disappear into the inexplicably smooth casing. The glass itself seems quite brittle, though. Oh my goodness, the bots! The bots today! Okay. Elamy, are you here? Can I count on you, Elamy? No, I can't seem to make Elamy a mod. Mod Elamy? Yay! Elamy is now moderator. Excellent! I have now given Elamy responsibility. Whether he uses that responsibility is up to him. Odd, these symbols are unfamiliar to me. I suppose the homunculus is using a special code so no overly curious assistant can hamper his experimentation. Well, stand back. This calls for some good old brute force. Careful, watch your step. Can you hear me? Elliot helps the Farseer out of his prison, avoiding the broken glass. The Aldari is completely disoriented. His wandering gaze shifts between you and Elliot, then he returns to the vat from which he emerged. My purpose is to comply. Yes, I am born, so I may die. My pain is your delight, master. Kay Morag, what did this madman do to him? Do you remember who you are and where you came from? I remember the taste of pain, and the smell of pain, and the color of pain, too. You are one who dreams of what has come to pass and what yet lies in the haze ahead, a Farseer from a craft world. How did you end up in the homunculus's clutches? Be quiet. Master will come back. Master will punish. Piece by piece. Piece by piece. By piece. By piece. Okay. Why were you kept... tell us of Krudark. Every finger in this place. But why? The first one goes for the sake of pain and the pleasure. The second one disappears when it is time for humility. The third one... What happened to the third? Every finger in place? Oh, yes. Elantak, I do not think he's going to tell us anything of value. There is no one left. Is there no one left who can answer my questions? It's time to decide what to do with him. He's coming with us, Elantak. I will not let you abandon him here. I need him. Okay.
Spill no tears for me.
Child, you have returned to us in our darkest at a dark hour. No! Elliot leans over the Eldare's body to help, but his eyes are wide open, and his chest no longer rises and falls from his cautious breath. He was aware. He remembered me, Elantak. And then suddenly he was dead. What kind of curse haunts Krudak's children within these walls? Let us go. I refuse to believe there's no one else left. Do you understand? I cannot let the serpent in my soul devour my already fading hope. My hope of finding out the truth of what happened to Krudak. There is no giving up now. After the lengths I have gone to in order to get here, we will find other Farseers. We will. Well, I feel really bad for her right now. That actually kind of sucks.
Watch your steps. A trivial task.
Bloodthirst.
Smite the Xenos!
You dare oppose us?
Well, murder everybody.
If I may.
A pitiful attempt.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I'm afraid not. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Walk our own path.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
A pitiful attempt.
Your suffering will sustain me.
I'll do it.
As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I'll do it.
As the Emperor commands, this is why I was chosen.
I'll tear your heart out for this.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor commands, refuse my Emperor! Eradicate it.
Of pain.
Well, hopefully our Argenta doesn't get swarmed.
You've unleashed my fury. Work for a fleshcrafter. The wolf is on the hunt. Wolves reign. I will tear your heart out for this. None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. So it shall be.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
Go far.
Horror awaits.
A pitiful attempt.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
That was a mistake, but okay. I completely screwed up everything.
I understand your intent. I deal death with my hands. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Okay, I did not shoot that correctly.
Return this favor tenfold. High momentum.
Suits my purposes. Another clean strike. All too easy.
Come on, baby. Alright, Cassia. Let's pop another one.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
My hand is thunder. My strike is ruin.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. This is why I was
For your
chosen.
actions.
For you, my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, I act. This is why I was chosen.
Pitiful attempt. I do not fear a perilous path.
By claw and fan, the foe will be torn asunder. See how the wolves feel the icy bite of death.
That didn't work.
Wolves reign. None can do this better than
You will pay dear for your actions.
I am a prey taker.
I'll return this
A
favor
foreign
tenfold.
predator does not become prey.
No weakness is hidden from my
It's
sight.
just like, yeah, bugger you. Alright,
I will join the ancestors.
This tedium is beneath me.
nice. Control
If I
4.
must.
Shift 1. Since you're
If it
hiding
serves
behind
your
there.
cause.
He only had 2 HP left, that's funny. Pascal. Control 4, please. Just, yeah, have fun with everybody here, please.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. I'll enshrine the memory of this righteous moment.
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
Choo choo.
A pitiful attempt. High momentum.
In the name of House Orselio, I shall prevail.
So shall it.
Incoming! And that was the pain train. I extend a helping hand and I will show you the way home. Okay, well, let's do it. Let's get him. Well, first off, let's loot the room. Aldari Chainsword. Excellent, excellent. I can always deal with that later. Activate mechan... Oh, hang on, hang on, Hang on. Let's make sure there is only one mechanism to activate. Ah, mind maggot enhanced with poisons. Yes, yes. You have my sympathy. We both endured the mind maggot. Ooh, more goods. Yes. Alright. Webway resonance device. Excellent! We can go home. And now that we can go home, we can murder everyone.
My sight.
You
Earliest?
interrupted my thoughts.
Sorry.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Victory awaits!
None are better at searching. I have learned much in my exile.
Yes, more Eldari stuff. Oh, okay, activate. Go, Pascal.
The machine god grants the insight.
Okay. I guess.
A trivial task.
Alright, well, let's just quick save, because we don't want to kill the Farseer. We want to keep Earliet happy. Activate the mechanism. Activate the mechanism. Despite his many bleeding wounds, the stately Eldari calmly straightens his shoulders and raises his narrow chin as he scrutinizes you with his keen gaze. Mysterious blue lights glimmer in his emerald green eyes. A Monkai and an outcast have found their way into the heart of the Dark City to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises, but this outcome I managed to foresee. You have foreseen our meeting, but you could not avoid being captured. What is the point of your prophecies, then? Earliet glares daggers at her fellow Eldari, but does not look away. I am glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know that you are alive. But what is this? The Farseer frowns in concern surfaces on his face. Your soul wanders in gloom, entangled in the brush of a despicable connection. I see that it grows from the seeds of solitude, doubt, and fears. And this thread of fate stretches between you and... His keen gaze darts to you, a Monkai. Oh, Earliet, may Asiran spare you from ever facing the Farseer's judgment, for our kin are intolerant of such aberrations that make our souls fade. You know this. What is so wrong about our connection? The Farseer opens his mouth to respond, but Earliet cuts him off. We are not here to discuss our complicated ties, Alantak. I've come for answers, and I will have them. Yes, make an Eldari greeting gesture with your hands. You have got yourself a most amusing Monkai to keep you company, Earliet. He understands our language and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that it takes many... Not that any of it makes him worthy for... Yes, not that any of it makes him a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Alantak who keeps me at his side. Were it not for him, my soul would long have left this body, or else... I would have been devoured by a minion of She Who Thirsts, and I never would have learned the truth of what happened to Krudak. And there were other Farseers beside you in this fire. Between the homunculus's torture, I was able to glance inside my kin's desperate minds. I saw every soul that was extinguished in this fire. I sang a lament for every brother and sister sacrificed by the Dark Ones. I carry their memory in my heart, and if I get out of here alive, their names will not be forgotten. Alright, you... is introducing ourselves? Of course, Ilantak. One forgets one's good manners all too easily in the Dark City. Erliot can barely contain her fury as she gestures towards her fellow Adari. Standing before you is Eki. I'm just going to call him Eki, who walks the path of the Farseer. He is the all-seeing eye and the timeless sentinel of Crudark. He was, that is. Either way, Amonkai's name is not the kind of thing he would be particularly interested in case you were expecting me to introduce you in turn. He will forget your name as serenely as one forgets a troubled dream in the morning. Ilantak. Now, that is a word I have not heard in years. The Farseer does not even look in your direction. Okay. Have fun, Erliot. I feared this moment would come. Erliot takes a deep breath and looks into the Farseer's eyes. Look at me, Eki, and tell me what adversity befell our home. As a council member, you cannot possibly be unaware of the truth. And Eki, do not even consider hiding anything from me. Sometimes ignorance truly is a bliss, my child, but I cannot deny you your right to know the truth. The Farseer tosses back his head, and his voice sounds like a rolling thunder. When we found ourselves amid the stars of this stellar fabric, we encountered a Monkai ship, a ship much too puny to take on an Asirani world. Or so we thought, until the council was struck with a vision of horror to come. The ship would be our doom, not only for us on Crudark, but for all Aldari kind among the nearby stars, and even for those whose past stretched far beyond the stars. We could not allow such things to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos, and then rejoiced, for among the wreckage the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. Asiran, how wrong we were. The ships that returned from their reconnaissance to our starport were already carrying it on their wings. Whether it was a scratch from passing wreck or the infected ashes of the Monkai ship that the cosmic winds had not had time to disperse, the plague crept into our home and immediately began eating away at the craft's world's very flesh. In the Infinity Circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously. But the world was falling apart and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, and the ground itself sank. And all living things turned into a strange blend of organic matter and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it became clear that Crudark was beyond saving, the council decided to gather all who remained, board them on the surviving shuttles, and scatter across the galaxy to look for salvation. And that was what we did. You say a disease broke out on your ship? You want to know how your kinspeople destroyed my world so you can follow their example? I'm just curious. Answer the question, Eki, not for the Monkai's amusement, for the sake of those whose souls dissolved in infinity. At first we thought the Monkai were in service of the greatest enemy of our kind, the one who lurks beyond the edge of reality. But the world's affliction manifested itself differently. It distorted Crudark while avoiding encounters with souls of our ancestors. We were waiting for Silent Thresh, the destroyer of souls, to burst her way through in the gaping wounds of the world, yet her gaze was directed away from our suffering. No one ever managed to identify the nature of the curse, even as we watched it destroy our home, and so, having lost all hope of saving it, we fled. All right, but who steered the infected vessel towards Crudark?
I am afraid you already know the answer, Elantok. You just cannot accept it. Your predecessor, she who previously owned this vessel and your entire protectorate. The monkey who kept a piece of my homeworld in her study, like a trifle or trophy of no great significance.
You know, the more I learn about Theodora, the more I'm really starting to hate her. So it was your accursed kind. Eki's eyes light with golden radiance. Wait, Eki, shedding innocent blood will not bring our home back. The Alantak is guilty only of helping me to reach this place and free you. The blood of the execution of our people flows to the veins of the one you long to save. What has the Monkai done to deserve your mercy? If you fled Crudark, how did you end up here? Our twisted cousins found our arks in the void's cold embrace. At first, it seemed they were going to save us, to extend a helping hand, and so we told them what happened to Crudark and where to look for it. But our cousin souls are dark and thirsty for blood. My ark was one of the first they seized. The Drukari massacred hundreds of thousands of their own kind for fleeting pleasure's sake, and enslaved the Farseers for their accursed experiments. And that, Monkai, was how I ended up hanging in this cage. Is Krudar completely destroyed? That's hard to believe. The Arbenian took care of what remained, but that is none of your concern, Monkai. But Eki, how did Krudar end up in the Expanse this close to Monkai's ships and the Dark One's hunting grounds? That path was chosen by the Council, my child. We have charted Krudark's course among the stars for years, and no one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in the place that promised us salvation. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an itching sensation immediately burrows its way into the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I have walked taught me a great deal, to see the truth where it is concealed, and not to hesitate to cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart. Hurliet stares unblinkingly at her fellow Eldari, fury gleaming in her eyes. If the entire Farseer Council failed to foresee their world's doom, then everything the children of Acheron have been taught about the past for centuries is a lie. You are hiding something, Eki. Speak. Speak now. How dare you take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. Yep. Cassia, help me. The Farseer's emerald green eyes are filled with despair. We had been steering Krudark along the course prophesied by the stars themselves until Shael's tumultuous currents cast us to the edge of the great moon. A storm was coming, threatening to sweep Krudark away from its path, so the Council decided on a route to safety across the nearest Islet of Hope, and into the place known among the Monkai as the Coronis Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophecies became even darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of raging Shael was blocking our path on all sides. It was then the Council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding vote in that difficult debate, for I believed that the prophecy that had promised us salvation in the Expanse could not have been a lie. You already know what happened next. So we were doomed. I should have stayed on Krudark. I could have helped those who survived the disaster. If only I had not chosen that accursed path and left the craft world, I could have at least tried to save someone. Yeah, Lord Xenos. Was it not the Farseers who made a bad decision? What difference would it have made if you had been there? Urliet's mouth twists in displeasure. The Farseers... It was not beyond their power. They led Krudark to prosperity for years, only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old custom requires, had they changed course instead, Krudark still might be whole. Well, there's no bringing back the past, but you can try to change your people's future. Urliet stays silent for a long time, peering into the face of the Farseer standing across from her. Calm and collected, he looks prepared to meet his fate. Finally, Urliet replies, "We are both guilty, and both deserve a fate much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilt. Come with me, Eki. We have a lot to do before the Great Oblivion. We will find our brothers and sisters and protect them from those who seek to harm them. Perhaps we may even find a new home. Your words are like a healing melody flowing into my tormented soul. For the first time, a slight smile graces the Farseer's lips. I accept your proposal, my child." Yay! Everybody happy. Everybody happy. Goods.
Oh, too hard for a simple monkey.
Huh. Probably. Alright, let's boogie. Let's get the hell out of here.
It's about time.
I sense something nearby. State your intention. I wander through the stars. I have learned much in my exile. My success was inevitable. Too hard for a simple monkey?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Goods.
Pay attention.
Ooh.
Watch your steps. A trivial task.
Oh boy.
I'll wipe you from the face of the galaxy.
Give me strength.
Yeah, so we're gonna get it from both sides. Okay. Seth, get over here.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Do not dare ask. Be careful not to cross my gaze. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
None can escape the Emperor's
A
eradicated.
work for a flesh crafter.
I'll do it.
All right.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Emperor, protect me. Strike.
Go nuts! Okay.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! This is why I'm for you, my Emperor! None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I am
Thank
his
you.
will made manifest. Faith without deeds is each strike is a prayer. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act.
You will not withstand my vengeance!
I'll do what it takes.
You bite like a paw.
I shall not.
Everybody must die!
I understand your intent. My heart sings with the thrill of battle! I am not your Xenos pet, monk. Ancestors guide me.
Not withstand my vengeance!
If it serves your cause. This tedium is beneath me.
Yes. Charge!
Wolves reign!
I just love how he ran up to her and just knocked her
Sit
over.
die in disgrace! Don't dishonor the wolf with such tasks! Our foes reek of cowardice.
Okay.
Request denied. Request approved. The scriptural probability function successfully terminated.
Nice.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. My soul hungers. I'll paint your death in colors.
Agenta.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it.
Will not withstand my vengeance.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicated. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
Well, that was a 2-rounder. Yay, more shit for me to keep.
Save your jests about fur, fleas, and marked territory. I heard enough of them back on Fenris.
Okay, that was pretty funny. That was actually pretty funny.
None shall stand in my way.
See, right there.
Keep a sharp eye. I have learned much in my exile. Oh, too hard for a simple monkey. I sense something nearby. My success was inevitable. Watch your steps.
Thank you. Ooh, goods.
I have learned
Go,
much in my
Earlips.
exile. keep a sharp eye.
Whatever lies ahead, we know that victory is assured in every battle, for his angel is with us.
Glorious it is to hear such a pure and righteous voice, sister in war-making. Let us fight wickedness shoulder to shoulder. The son of Rus and the daughter of the All-Father.
Okay, these two are officially best buds. They have to be best buds.
I sense something nearby. My success was inevitable.
Sorry. Man, I do not know what it is with Calgary today, but it is the right.
Too hard for a simple monkey?
Yes, we've
No
already
pleasure
established
at
this.
searching.
We need to investigate.
Speak, Elantark. I have traveled far darker paths. A trivial task.
All right. It looks like we must murder the homunculus. The monkey boy. Ooh, goods. The homunculus looks up from the control panel and gazes at you with disdain from the other side of the impenetrable force screen. You survived, specimen. What woeful lack of ability to follow orders. You were supposed to die, be it in the arena or the chasm. However, the servants of Azurash will soon remedy your blunder. Hello, Cervantes. I have not missed you either. Specimen. As you must have noticed, the homunculus's limbs simultaneously gesture at the massive construct supporting the force field around him. This version of the Stifler blocks both the energy and blades from beyond the veil, and any physical attempts to intrude inside its range. Your attempt at conversing is pointless. Simply continue on the way to your demise, and do not disturb me. Ulfar's voice turns quiet and insinuating. Ulfar's voice turns quiet and insinuating, and a smile plays on his lips. Yes, you are safe for now, but as soon as you step out from behind the field, who knows what shadowy corner will catch you. Any step outside could mean your death, and again, perhaps you will not come out. You might sit there for a day or two, a month, or a year, forever. Sitting and trembling, a small, frail inhuman, trapped in a prison of his own toys and fear. Which of us is in a cage now? Cervantes' face stiffens into a mask of contempt, but his working limbs begin to twitch nervously, and his chest heaves with a mechanical creak, as if suddenly running out of air. How strange. Next to this construct, my soul is both naked and swaddled at the same time. The colors around me melt away, and so do my powers. Examine the construct. The Stifler is enormous and resembles a device you have seen before. There is no doubt its purpose is to suppress warp manifestations. However, you notice a few details that are out of step with the construct's otherwise typical Drukhari design. Several of its parts are made from a material formed to Kamarog and fused into its frame by an unknown force. Iconoclast. Until our next meeting, Cervantes, it will be our last. Farewell, Monkai. I have really no need to piss around.
It's about time.
Goods? Goods? Goods! More shit to sell later.
Victory awaits!
Well, it's an incubus. Time to spank the bus. That was bad, I apologize. Is that a succubus? Your Maris gazes at you. The two of you lock eyes for the first time, and I see darkness churning in her stare. Worm, insect, you have the nerve to stand before me again? You should have gasped your last breath long ago. Very well, I will rid this arrogant Monkai of his final breath myself. What about you, child of Krudark? How does it feel to know that you could not save yourself, your family, or your precious craft world? Earliet's spirit stone flashes on her chest, and the ranger's hands tremble on the grip of her rifle. Your death will give me no joy, Archon Ymeris, but it may give peace to the spirits of my kin. What did you need the Farseers for? Why take such a risk? So be it. I will humor you before death, if only to step out of another's shadow once and for all. I wish to orchestrate a little disjunction, and with the helpless brethren in my clutches, who are capable of tearing apart the veil with their mere presence, it could not have been simpler. When the time came, the Farseers would be my weapon against the Reaving Tempest's rivals. Under the cover of Cataclysm, my blades would behead all those who stood in the way of my ascent. Ah. I see that you've taken Tervantias under your wing. Again. The homunculus may play as many of his little games in the arena as he pleases. I am satisfied with what he provides for the ranks of the Cabal. That makes him valuable enough to spare his life. Alright. I've grown tired of these games and machinations you have ushered into my realm. Prepare to die! Die? Ha! Ymeris draws her weapon. You are the only one who dies today. After I am done with you, I will pay a visit to real space to observe the terror and ruin wrought by my Cabal. Do you know, Monkai, that so many of your kind have had their lives cut short at the hands of their own kin? I used you to purge the ranks of the Cabal, to clear all the obstacles from my path. I used you to accomplish my goals. I colluded with your kind, despite your much-vaunted hatred of Xenos, which ought to have prevented any of you from even considering such a thing. Yeah, but greed is always one of those things that makes people do things they really shouldn't. You lie, Xenos! This is foul slander of an enemy of humanity. My servants are heading out on a new hunt as we speak. Who will become their prey? Which light will wink out of the void? How many Monkai will perish in the darkness? Ymeris lets out a mocking laugh. You will never know. Alright! In the name of the God Emperor, I will destroy you, Xenos. But first I'll put this lady over my knee and spank her. Actually, no, she'd probably like that. Such amusing loftiness coming from an insect. Your toy god cannot help you, and nor can he help your fellow kin. Excuse me for a second. It's always annoying when my eye gets itchy. That delectable prey still confined to the boundless darkness of real space.
Smite the Xenos!
I feel like this... Yep, that's about right. Okay, what is this woman's stats? 800 wounds. Okay. Put Seth front and center. Argenta. I'll put you right there for now. Elliot, you'll be put there. Pascal, I'll stick you right there for now. Cassie, you'll get stuck here. Ulfgar, I need you to go defend our rear ranks, please, and I trust you to go on your own. Okay. Cassia,
That is foolishness.
no, 1 second.
I bring agony.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. If I may?
Suits my purposes. Not a problem for me.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Alright, now let's just quickly scoot back into cover
I
here.
have read tomes of military
And
tactics.
pray to God that things don't go dramatically, horrifically wrong.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath.
Suffering is part of the trial.
Woe to you.
Well,
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
oh God, he got the splooge cannon.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
This plaything is about to
As the
break.
Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
That wasn't close enough, damn it.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands.
You will pay for this in blood. You call this a strike?
I will endure.
That was insulting.
So it shall be. I challenge you, damn get. Wolves reign. None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. So shall it be. See how the wolf succeeds!
binaric override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Activating Force Mode Sacrament.
Oh.
My vow is to serve. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
If I must. I understand your intent.
Fire
Favors the
trajectory is
swift.
suboptimal.
I missed that, and that's because I'm a silly, silly, silly boy.
I am not your Xenos pet.
Your last stroke of luck.
I'll take that hit either way.
If it serves your cause.
Already done.
Come on.
Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes. Absolutely not. Nothing I can't do.
Okay, she should be affected by at all costs now. Are those friends or are they foes? Because if they're foes, I'm fucked.
Emperor, protect me. To you.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. I am a navigator, not a servitor. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Faith without deeds is
Innocent blood.
Emperor, give me strength.
You call this a strike?
Damage is negligible.
Go, Seth!
pain cleanses the body.
I can taste my blood.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. Strike is a prayer. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. For you, my Emperor! I'll do it.
Come on, baby. Come on, Argenta. Be the badass I know you can be.
Faith without this is why I was chosen, eradicated.
Fuck yes!
Power resides in the will of the righteous. What is wrong with you?
I neglected to notice. Yeah, I was a fucking idiot.
I'll do it.
Martyrdom is a reward.
Your last stroke of luck.
You will perish for this affront.
Wolves reign! None! So it shall be!
I can't stand it! That's gotta hurt!
Nobody escapes us.
Damage is negligible. Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Heretics be damned!
Running binary is fast, but in execution,
That scared me. Okay.
An unworthy soul. If I must. No weakness is hidden from my sight. I am not your Xenos pet, more. Ancestors guide me. This tedium is beneath me. If it serves your cause.
Suits my purposes. Forge ahead! All too easy. I'll bring glory to
Going
my
heroic.
bloodline.
Spank a bitch. Oh. She regenerated her health.
Suits my purpose. Already done. Watch and learn. Nothing I can't do.
My soul belongs to the Infinity Circuit.
If only that were possible. Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay. I can see you're going to fuck with me as much as you can here, game, so,
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
It's nothing. Rejoice in battle! This is why I was chosen! As the Emperor commands, I act. Strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Your heart out for this.
I'll do it. Eradicated. That is not the Emperor's will. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I hunger for battle. Cubs play. Feel the icy bite of death. See how the wolf succeeds. None can do my hand. I will carve runes out of your
Going down.
bones. Fenris shoulder. I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument.
Your legs are failing.
Yeah, I get that.
Explorers know one route.
I was afraid that was going to happen, but oh well, who cares?
Approved.
Do not give in to emotions.
Get
I
that on
must.
yourself, please.
Thank you. I am not your Xenos pet. Fortune favors the swift. If it serves your cause, ancestors guide me. This tedium is beneath me.
Suits my purposes. Not my specialty. Not a problem for me. Another clean strike.
Come on, baby!
I understand your intent. I hear you moving.
Yes! She's down.
No more. Fall, creatures! Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Foul breath.
My faith shields me. guided by faith.
That was a tight one. I will admit, that was a tight one. I was having some definite ball, there was definitely some puckering going on there. Yeah.
So it shall be. Cubs play.
Boom! Get sent back.
So it shall be. My hand is thunder. My strike is.
God, that was a butt-clenching moment there. Let's get the hell out of here. Shadowfield. Cool. Oh, boy. You have completed Chapter 3.
Horrors of Camorra behind them. A long and arduous journey, possible only with the help of a Xenos guide, lay ahead for the rogue trader and his party. From one strange destination to the next, through unknowable environments, the mere sight of which could drive one to madness.
Okay.
Despite the challenges, they managed to escape the labyrinthian webway and find their way back home.
Jonas! Oron's silhouette emerges from the dense foliage without disturbing a single blade of grass. He addresses you in an accusatory tone of dissatisfaction. I sense your mind, Mon Kai. Why are you sulking by the webway gate? What have you come to the Lilithon in secret? Do you intend ill for us? No! Upon noticing Eki, Muran flinches and says solemnly, Brother Eki, I praise Asaran for the fortune of seeing you again. Please step under my protection without delay. Brother Muran, I do not feel threatened. Not anymore. Muran looks at Erliot and says with enmity in his voice, Outcast Erliot, you walk the path paved with your own misdoings. Once more Mon Kai have found their way to our domain, and once more you aid them in doing so. Neither war nor ill intent follow in our wake, Muran. Your anger is unwarranted. Yes, I apologize for intruding upon your hallowed ground. It is where my journey from Kamarog has taken me. You come from Kamarog, Muran says nothing for a moment, then continues, his voice shocked. Now I see. The gate refused to obey me because it was sealed from within. By the Dark Ones, no doubt. The Lilithon was meant to become a slaughterhouse for the Drukhari. Muran's gaze bores into Erliot for a few moments in tense silence as he considers something in his mind. At last, he says in a commanding voice, Your arrival is sudden, outcast Erliot, but perhaps there is purpose behind it. You will serve your people shortly. How are things on Janus? Lilithon has been charitable to the Mon Kai. She bestows special gifts upon some of your servants. She forges bonds with them. This is the first time I have seen our world do so. I've seen our world so tolerant of your kind. It reminds me just how much I still do not understand. Alas, your kin do not trouble themselves with contemplating this matter. They fear these gifts by the Lilithon. They despise them, seek to kill them, and that does not surprise me at all. Moran's voice grows pensive. The Lilithon's slumber is restless. She has guarded a part of herself away from you. It is what the Monkai call the isolated region. At first I thought it was the Lilithon's attempt to push you away so she could heal from the wounds your cold iron had inflicted upon her flesh. But I see something else in what is transpiring. A mystery. Cool. Your kinsman, Eki, helped us escape from Kamarok. Moran exchanges looks with Eki and then says gravely, "This is where Eki's path and yours diverge, Monkai. He will stay with us when you leave. I am elated to be once more among those whom I share Krudok's time of bloom, Moran." Alright! Good luck. Thank you, Mon Elantak. An iridescent haze momentarily clouds the world around you, and that moment is all it takes for Moran to hide Eki behind the veil of his xenosorcery. We will speak of my kin's fate no longer. All that was meant to be said has been said. Boop the snoot. We will send instructions to our Monkai allies to provide you with a means of transportation. Farewell, Monkai. I am pleased that our meeting did not spill blood into the Lilithon's womb. Yay! I'm home! The high-ranking officers beam with genuine happiness. Stanrock steps forward and solemnly says, "Welcome to the bridge, Lord Captain." Like the rest of the crew, we are overjoyed by your return and thank the Emperor for it. The crew stares in awe and terror at the giant towering over the crowd. Some make the sign of the Aquila on their chests. Others collapse to their knees with a prayer to the God Emperor on their lips. The wave of pious shock does not seem to discompose Ulfar in the slightest. He just chuckles into his beard and glances around curiously. Heinrich von Kalox approaches you. He is not looking his best. It seems he has not slept in a while. Lord Captain, allow me to express how glad I am that you have rejoined us alive and unharmed. Shireen, light of my eyes, I am overjoyed to see you among us once more. Truly, the Exalted One is merciful for showing you the way back home. I hope all the Ashmags who left us to languish without our Lord Captain have already become food for the warp daemons. Common Seth, a flyship without you is like a body without a heart. Its blood froze in its veins, so we welcome your return and stand ready to serve. Lord Captain, I'm so glad to see you. I nearly lost it when you up and disappeared on me. I was getting by on stimulants and recap. I barely slept, all so I could keep listening to the whispers for any clue on how to find you. The only other time I felt so powerless was when Lady Theodora... She stops. Pardon me, Lord Captain, I'm talking nonsense. Where's the... Yes, that is quite enough fawning and fussing. I wish to return to my duties immediately. Danrock throws up his hands. But the crew is overcome with joyous gratitude. Nonetheless, your will is absolute. The Factorum smacks his lips awkwardly and adds in a quieter voice, Lord Captain, the senior officers will report to you shortly. In your absence, we received a number of astropathic messages and dispatches that demand your attention. The group of servitors suddenly stirs, their movements frighteningly identical, even for automatons. They stare at you in perfect unison and say, Hello, Nomos have come to welcome you back. Well, thank you, Nomos. We sense a great deed has been done, a vivid imprint on existence. You did something important. What was it? I escaped from a dark city of the Xenos and showed them mercy. Why? Mercy is foolish. That is not what we have learned from you. You do not understand me. You don't understand people in general. That is why it all seems strange to you. Nomos learn. Nomos process streams of data beyond the limits of your imagination. We are certain we understand correctly. The chorus of servitors pause, as if the controlling entity is busy thinking. Nomos, go now. We will come to speak with you later. Another pause follows, so long that the silence becomes more piercing than a scream, and then the servitors finally break it. We are glad to see order restored and the head of the dynasty resume his reign. We were concerned about your well-being. One can detect with the naked eye the movement when Nomos leaves the bridge. The servitors stop moving in sync and slowly shuffle off to their posts. Well, thank you, Novus. You're worrying me a little bit. Oh, goodness, more! Your Lordship, I must report highly compromising information about a member of your retinue, namely Mistress J. Hidari, who it turns out is nothing of the sort, but a commoner, a fugitive from the law, and a deserter from the Imperial Guard. I have solid evidence to prove it. Okay. I want to know the details. I may have overlooked some nuances, but I have solid evidence that the person whom we presently know as J. Hidari served in the 19th Efreet Regiment, and was identified as a perpetrator of numerous instances of theft and smuggling, as well as desertion. And this individual is not of noble birth, but the lowest origins. Oh, how'd you come to know of this? In your lordship's absence, the burden of watching over the dynasty's treasure fell upon my shoulders. I deemed J. Hidari the likeliest threat to the dynasty's material security. I had my people conduct an investigation, and they uncovered a past connection between Hidari and an individual by the name of Mercy, a highly influential figure in the Kazbalakan mission, with a dangerous reputation. Fearing that the predatory interests of the Kazbalaka would pose a threat to your coffers, I began my own investigation. It was entirely reasonable to suspect collusion of some kind between Hidari and Mercy, and so my suspicions were confirmed. The two were connected, and it was from Mercy's associates that I acquired the compromising intelligence on Hidari. Ah, that evidence had better be incontrovertible. It is all here, your lordship. Official records of the Administratum, attestations from the Departmentum Munitorum, and much more besides. All right, I wish to see J. Hidari. We have something to discuss. Oh, guns out. Shocked me, did you, you little wannabe questor? Jay's voice and bearing undergo a stark transformation. Biting soldier slang cuts through her typically gentle speech. Don't miss a thing, you servants. Seth. Don't miss a thing, your servants, Seth. And they're sneaky, too. They'll climb up a Grox's ass to find out what they want to know. I think we need to talk about your past. Only if this scum slings his hook. Jay nods at the now much paler Danrock.
Well, your lordship, ask away. I'll tell it like it is. I'm not going to try to wriggle out of it.
So, tell me your real story.
So what do you want to hear, Shireen? A children's tale about a beautiful princess? A ballad about a queen of thieves? How about a new story, Shireen? Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived on a sand-covered lump of rock, and the core of that rock contained untold riches for servants of the Imperium. The girl scraped out those riches with her little hands, breaking her back and coughing up her lungs, on behalf of people who had never clapped eyes upon her, and who would never know her name. She did this every day until she turned 16, and then...
And then?
Then his servants came and drafted the girl into the 19th Efreet Regiment. Can you imagine? Of course, the regiment was wiped out on its first sortie. But the girl survived. The Exalted One protects. So what was next? Years serving in the Astra Militarum, just a shitload of hard labor, and fighting, and deals, and shady connections, and new opportunities.
Okay.
But everything in this world ends sooner or later, Shireen. The now not-so-little girl went and fell in with the Kazbalika. She saved up a little gold, and she even indulged in excess from time to time, until living the good life almost cost the little girl her head after her patrons got caught in an internal investigation between the Officio Prefectus and Departamentum Munitorum.
Oh, she pissed off a commissar.
So the girl ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, until her eyes and the whims of fortune brought her to the expanse. A shitty story, all things considered, Shireen.
Huh. Where'd you learn to read and write?
Ah, literacy. My blessing and my curse. I nagged every highborn who visited our barracks on their highborn business. I pored over stamps on crates in the warehouse and the seals on every door. Watched the commanders do paperwork and volunteered to help. That's how I learned, one step at a time. And then literacy became my ticket to a comfortable life.
Did you have family?
The folks on Footfall are my only family, Shireen. The trickster twins and the rest of the rabble, plain-talking and loyal as dogs. And sometimes as dull as the pommel of a worn-out blade.
Okay. So you used to be in the Imperial Guard.
Corporal Haydari reporting for duty, sir. I've had enough of the Astra Militarum shit to last a lifetime, Shireen. And my body's collected enough souvenirs from run-ins with Xenos and heretics to last 2 lifetimes. Except, when it comes to the Guard, there's no such thing as used to be. That wretched life sank its claws into me good. But that also means I remember what it's like to be a small, shaking, insignificant pawn. And that's why I appreciate what I have now all the more.
Huh. So that explains the lung implant, but what about the hand?
It was orcs. Not everything I say is a lie, Shireen.
Huh. How'd you get involved with the Casbalica?
What? You think it's difficult? Once me and my fellow guardsmen snuck into the upper city in search of a good watering hole, where the high and mighty of that world congregated. Another time, our regiment was sent to defend the tallest spires on a hive world. And I had an epiphany. I saw how the other half lives. And by half, I mean the ones born with a diamond spoon in their mouth, instead of an entrenching shovel rammed up their arse.
That would be profanity to a Kriegsman, young lady. You will watch your mouth.
My eyes were open to the truth, Shireen. The Imperium is full of opportunities, even for people like myself. The trick is knowing whose palms to grease, whose boots to lick, whose throat to squeeze, and whose arses to kick. I was very popular with everyone in the Guard Command, you see. I'd procure things for them, whatever they wanted. And so the Kasbalika took notice.
Oh, she was a quartermaster in training.
Whoop the fu- Never mind.
Huh. And who is this Mercy that Danrock has accused you of associating with?
We knew each other once. He helped me make the move to the Expanse and establish my first connections. But that's an old story I prefer not to poke at if I can help it. Things are good in my life now, and I don't need mercy.
About your new persona?
Are you worried I'm going to start spitting on the deck and shriveling your officers' ears with my foul tongue? Don't be, Shireen. I much prefer being seen as a princess rather than a deserter. I'll continue to play the part in front of the others, but you wanted to talk frankly, so I've dropped the act.
Alright, return to your duties.
Sir, yes, sir. Your lordship, Shireen. I'll be here, all primed and ready to go.
Now then, Lord Captain, shall we get to business? We have another number of items to go over. The Expanse is in flames, your lordship. Squadrons and smaller groups of despicable Drukhari raid our systems. The cult of the Final Dawn has emerged in full force, wreaking havoc everywhere. We've heard rumors of the fall of Santiel's pride, House Corda's world, an outrageous sacrilege given how abundant and inexpensive promethium is there. Strife has broken up between Houses Winterscale and House Corda. Chaos reigns everywhere. Only the esteemed Lord Inquisitor is trying to fight it, concentrating all available forces at Footfall to draw them into a fist that will smash the rampaging heretics and Xenos vermin. How fair are the worlds of my dynasty? The heretics' malicious acts make it difficult to maintain astropathic connections with colonies. The cult of the Final Dawn strikes everywhere, and the sleeper agents are active on every planet. On Veabos 6, a mutiny was crushed after a group of newly arrived prisoners succumbed to blasphemous propaganda, but other worlds stand firm against the onslaught of the enemies of humanity and do not succumb to their pernicious influence. Alright, what is the source of strife between Incendia and Kalagos? When the esteemed Lord Inquisitor called upon rogue traders to join his forces, her ladyship Incendia Corda heeded the summons, while his lordship Kalagos Winterscale ignored it. Rumor has it that his refusal was defiant in matter, and it served as a pretext for Lady Corda to declare war on House Winterscale. 'Cause she has the resting bitch face. Winterscale's ships are being hunted and his worlds occupied under the pretense of compelling them to submit to the Imperial Creed. Surprisingly, for all his love of fighting, Winterscale is in no hurry to defend his domain. According to the intercepted astropathic messages, he and his retinue are currently on Quasenta Temper hunting down a Xenos fleet, Eldari by all appearances. Okay. So, Xavier Calcazar is leading the defense? Exactly. The CM Lord Inquisitor Calcazar has declared himself Warden of Cronus Expanse and issued orders to requisition troops. He has made Footfall his base of operations, as it was the most logically convenient point. When there his fleet strikes through the Expanse, destroying the forces of the Cult of the Final Dawn and the abominable Drukhari, he may be all that currently stands in the way of the Expanse being reduced to ashes. When heretics laid siege to Euphrates II, the hollowed forges of the Cognizance fleet, the Lord Inquisitor sent an enormous force. Now they and the Explorator squadrons recalled from the front lines stand together against the heretics in the battle for the Sacred Planet. Alright, what kind of Xenos are attacking the Expanse? The Drukhari, your lordship. Their squadrons, both large and small, are invading the Expanse, unleashing carnage on planets, taking captives by the thousands, and attacking ships. It's as if something has poked their nest, if you will, and now they are lashing out. Oops. Is there anything else I should know? The Factorum knows his head and thought. There have been other minor developments. If you so wish, I will gladly bring them up to you. If you so wish, I will gladly bring you up to speed on the bridge. I would not want them to take any time away from this occasion. Well, then, thank you for your report. Lord Captain, Abelard bows his head, allow me to make a request, a personal one. While you are away, the choir master received an astropathic message from Dargonus. It concerns my family. The Wassarians have been accused of treason against House von Valencius. How is that possible? I cannot comprehend it. The Seneschal shakes his head helplessly. The Wassarians have served the Rogue Trader dynasty loyally for generations. This is hard to admit, but the news has come as a crushing blow. The accusations were leveled by, or on behalf of the Drive Stems, the governing house. Under normal circumstances, the investigations would not have required your involvement, and my entire family would have been... but being of noble stock, the Wassarians are entitled under ancient custom to petition for a Rogue Trader's personal protection once in a generation. Your personal protection, Lord Captain. Abelard raises his gaze to you. Do not deny us that honor. Of course not. Yes. I will not lose the ability to embarrass you further in front of your family. Abelard breathes a sigh of relief and seems to grow an inch or two taller. It will be done, Lord Captain. Aderia hurriedly enters the study, sniffling and hunching her shoulders. She looks haggard. There are bags under her eyes. Her hair is disheveled, and her hands quiver slightly every few moments. With some effort, she focuses her eyes on you and forces a crooked smile. Thank you for agreeing to hear me out, Lord Captain. Here's the deal. After all that happened recently, the voices in my head suddenly flared up and started gabbling worse than before. Don't get the wrong idea, I'm handling them just fine, but I think I know of a way I can get them to settle down for a bit. Well, let's do it. I keep having the same vision over and over again. I'm walking down a corridor, and there's a door at the end. And I just know that right behind that door is blissful silence. All I've got to do is reach out and open it. So if I touch it with my fingers... I touch it with my fingers, I can feel cold, rough metal, and then suddenly I snap out of it, and I always find myself staring at a wall in some compartment or other. I look behind me, and all the doors on the way are open, but I have no memory of how I got there. Lord Captain, I'll cut to the chase. Please help me find that door. I'm not joking. This is a matter of life or death. My gut tells me it's my last chance to deal with my powers, and if I don't... we will find this door, I give you my word. Thank you, Lord Captain. I knew you wouldn't leave me in the bind. As soon as I sense we're close, I'll let you know right away. Oop. Jai Hadari. The Exalted One bless the House of Von Valencius for your largesse of spirit, Shireen. And thank you for deigning to speak with me. Jai turns unusually hesitant, now tentatively choosing the words that only a moment ago rolled off her tongue in an uninterrupted cascade. Here's the thing, Shireen. My network of trade representatives has been stretched a little too thin recently, like a chiffon dress on a whore. Supplies are all over the place. Orders aren't being filled. Clients are kicking off, and not without reason, and revenue's plummeting. And if that wasn't bad enough, my guys running things from Footfall have been incommunicado recently, and an astropathic message has finally come in to tell me why. Some Ashmag, or Ashmags, Throne Smite them, have captured my gang, and they're threatening to kill every last one of those hard grafting whelps if I don't do what they want. And they only want one thing, my Mercum Tabula Official, in exchange for my gang's lives. Jai tosses her thick mane of hair and grits her teeth, looking more vicious than you've ever seen her. But I'm not giving up my certificate for anything, and nor am I going to leave my guys high and dry. That's why I'm begging for your help and protection, Shireen. If I have to step into a cage of hyenas, I'd rather do... yes? Yes! When we reach Footfall, I will help your associates. I look forward to that day, Shireen, and praise be to the Exalted One for bestowing such a miserly portion of haughty indifference upon your heart. Ah! Heinrich. Seth, I apologize for barging in unannounced. I have received news that I must discuss with you face to face. You may recall I mentioned that Achilles, Heinrich pauses before continuing, that Achilles Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague. The colleague in question has contacted me. She requires my immediate assistance. Yeah, okay. Who is this colleague? Heinrich hesitates for a moment. Emelina Lichtenhart, Sage to the Lord's Inquisitor. Okay, tell me more about her. An acolyte who was assigned a different range of objectives in the Coronis Expanse. Heinrich trails off, then shakes his head. Don't take me. I'm still trying to hide information from you, even when I'm asking for your help. Emelina is a sage, a unique acolyte of the Inquisition who can absorb huge amounts of knowledge and store it in her own memory more securely than any data crypt. She entered the Lord Inquisitor's retinue before even I did. Talking to her is a strange experience, but that is barely scratching the surface of who she is. Emelina is an incredible scholar, an expert on the forbidden and illicit, and of course she is a loyal servant of the Golden Throne. What was her message? Emelina's message is incomplete and distorted. It is impossible to make sense of every word. The only thing we know for certain is that an acolyte of the Inquisition is asking me to immediately go to Phaeton 4, a remote planet. In her message, she seems to be requesting either military support or help with an evacuation. Whatever precipitated this request, Emelina would not make it if it were not absolutely necessary. I know a rogue trader has more than enough matters to deal with. Nevertheless, I would like to officially request Lord Captain's assistance in dealing with this issue. Heinrich inclines his head. I have no authority to demand anything from House von Valencius, therefore I am confining myself to request, for the sake of the Cronus Expanse and the Imperium. Oh, is there any hint of exactly what's threatening the planet? Heinrich says nothing for a time, then begins to speak, slowly, as though he's fighting against resistance. For the avoidance of leaks, the details of the objectives of a specified acolyte shall remain secret. All I can tell you is that the primary threat that Emelina was dealing with in the Cronus Expanse was Xenos, in particular Drukhari raids on distant systems. A sage is ideally suited for gathering data about the chronology of this problem and finding appropriate methods of combating it. Okay. As for what Emelina is doing on Phaeton 4 specifically, I don't know. I don't even know any of the details about the world itself, only that there are humans there, so there's either been colonized or a garrison has been established there. The Cult of the Final Dawn has been my top priority here, and my investigation has given me no cause to turn my attention to that planet. I'll help you. Thank you, Lord Captain. I'm confident that this minor deviation from our primary course will help stem the spread of anarchy in the Cronus Expanse, if only slightly. At the very least, we won't be outflanked. I've already spoken to the navigation crew and provided them with the coordinates of Phaeton 4. We can set a course for it as soon as you give the order. Enough, Xenos. Justice will be done, one way or another. Heinrich's voice drips with venom. Slither all you like, heretic spawn. You will never leave the ship unscathed. What the hell is going on? The bridge is enveloped in an unusual silence. The officers on duty are huddling in the corners, looking curiously at what is transpiring in the center. Observe silently. Catching sight of you, the curious crew members dash to their ports, leaving only the senior officers in the middle of the bridge. For how long are you going to tolerate this filth on your ship, Seth? This foul traitor who already dragged you into the darkness once, and who almost left your protectorate without its sovereign. Rogue traitor, has Aldari heresy clouded your judgment? Treachery always means death, either for the traitor or the one betrayed. You almost died in Komarog. Your retinue, you know what became of them. Is it not high time that justice was done? The President nod wordlessly, but do not dare interfere. Now this is a fine spectacle. The Inhuman gets what she deserves. Let all of us watch and laugh. Earliet does not react to the curses being slung at her. With an imperturbable expression, she watches the crowd before her, then turns her gaze to you. Anyone else want to share their thoughts? You know, Lord Captain, I will support any order you give, but to keep the Xenos in the retinue, especially after everything that has transpired because of her, it would not be wise. The enemies of humanity have no place among humans. You know this. Cassia's hands shake a little and she clenches her fist, but death is far too merciful a sentence. What I endured was far more terrible. The heinous behavior patterns of the Xeno entity and specimens similar to her statistically lead to unfavorable and unpredictable outcomes. Elliot blankly surveys the crowd. Elliot will receive corporal punishment, as many lashes as her body can endure without expiring. I can't do that. That would be good. I don't want to give her up. So, yeah. I do not think Monkai whips are more fearsome than the torture of the Dark City. That is not enough, but at least the Xenos will be taught a lesson. Pain can heal a human soul, but what about Xenos? I have no answer for that. If this is your forgiveness, Monkai, I will face it with dignity, and I will never approach you alone again to ease the fears of your servants. Her voice sounds lifeless and dull. She no longer meets your eyes. Well, shit. Look, I would love to keep her, but she is a hyper-effective sniper, and I don't see anybody else stepping up to the frickin' plate. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly. I hope you all enjoyed the evening, and, yes, I know. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed the evening. I was a little disappointed in that demo that we had earlier, but it was entertaining, if nonetheless. It's definitely a demo. It could definitely use a hell of a lot more polish, but it looks like it will be something interesting, and once it's optimized. I hope you all enjoy the evening. We will be back again next week, and take it easy, everybody. Have a good evening.